Welcome back to more Explorers of Darkness. Last time we went through Waterfall Cave and got a new team member. This time, well, we're gonna see what happens. I mean, you know, I obviously already know what happens, as if I haven't played this game 100 billion goddamn times, and you more likely than not know what happens as well. Like, the expedition is happening in a few days, which means I think it's time for just some more free days for the time being. I don't remember the exact order of story missions and, like, free days. Kind of hope we get some free days. Alright. That means I'll actually be able to show something pretty interesting this episode. Yeah, well, I completely forgot we actually do have some more story cutscenes. These motherfuckers again. I can't believe they were accepted into the guild, despite the fact that they're spooky poison types. Like, I mean, you know, they're definitely evil because of that, because in all of these stories, it's always the fucking spooky, dark, and poison types that are always the villain characters, and, like, the ghost types. Oh, is Chad out like an idiot or something? What the fuck? It's funny to me how, like, antagonistic these two act in this part of the game, like the, Koffing and Zubat, and, like, nobody gives a fuck other than you. I mean, I get that it's a kid's game, so a lot of the stuff that happens in the story is pretty exaggerated, like the way people behave and stuff. I don't know, I always just found it pretty funny how, like, cartoonishly mean these characters are, and none of the other characters really pick up on it from what I remember. I mean, you know, they get their comeuppance eventually, but all the stuff that happens between now and then is just funny to me. Like, fucking Team Skull, man, come on. I don't think this is an enter. I don't know. I guess Gunting is pretty funny. Also, I'm just not going to comment on anything that's happening in this scene, because I don't think there's anything I need to say that you can't infer on your own. Need to do some plotting. My god, that phrasing is funny to me. They all brood by the window in the middle of the night and, you know, rub their little hands together mischievously. Okay, well, none of them actually even have hands, but you get the point. Yeah, I think Torchic here oversold that bump a little bit. Everybody else on the other side, you know, they didn't really get bothered by that all that much. Big chicken. See, now, I could pick the chicken option, but that would be really fucking hypocritical coming from me in this instance, considering, you know, so I'm just gonna be nice. Of course, it is always funny if you have, like, partner Torchic or, like, partner Piplup or something, you need to pick the chicken, the chicken option. I guess I find it kind of funny how you're allowed to tease your partner a little bit in this game at different points, and they go a little further with that in Sky. I don't know if I like it as much as, like, the banter, like, the friendly banter you get to do with the partner and rescue team, but anyway, now it's actually time for some missions, so let's just quickly see if any of the missions here have a good reward today. Well, not really, no. Red Gummy is pretty nice, but I don't think we'd really be able to, I don't know, it would be really pushing if I tried to do this one, because it is, like, a water type, like a water ground type, so it would get hit really hard by Razor Leaf, but I think it's still a bit early in the game to really be going for outlaw stuff comfortably, like the B-rank missions, so instead of doing any missions today, the thing I want to show off is, now that we have the dojo unlocked, we'll go play around in there for a little bit. And you might be wondering what's the point in that, considering, you know, there's not much reason to ever go to the dojo, but there's definitely going to be some neat stuff. My god, I'm stuttering like a dumbass. There's going to be some neat stuff to show off there, so once the inventory is taken care of, we'll get over there. Alright, time to try out some of the dojos. Less to, I don't know why I talked to you, less to actually get any EXP, which is the intended purpose of this place, is like money grinding, but rather because there's something interesting about the dojo I want to show. Let's go to the Poison Bug Maze. And yeah, for some reason, whenever you go into the dojo, it clears your whole inventory, which is actually for the best, I feel like, because it means there's no, like, you don't really have to worry about any of your items when you go in. Also, whenever you clear a dojo dungeon, you don't, whenever you clear a dojo dungeon, you don't actually go to the next day in progression. You stay on the same day, which means you can just grind as much as you want in the dojo, which, I mean, makes sense. The point is for grinding EXP. If you weren't allowed to do it forever, it would be a little pointless. Okay, Poison Bug Dojo. There's a lot of Scorpies here. Get on. I'm trying to remember... Well, you can't check the recruitment search here, because recruiting isn't enabled in this dungeon, which might make you think, what's the point of being here? Well, you can kind of still recruit stuff here, and you may be thinking, what the fuck does that mean? But basically, I had mentioned in the previous episode how when you beat a Pokemon for the first time, it gets added to like the scene list, basically, and it becomes a valid target to spawn in missions, right? Well, that actually includes the dojo. So these dojo Pokemon, a lot of them are Pokemon that normally don't appear until dungeons much later in the game, but you can actually encounter them here much sooner and get them added as mission clients. And you may be thinking, okay, so what? The reason is because, if you remember, one of the mission types in this game is... That's a great dead end. One of the mission types in this game is that the client... Well, not one of the mission types, but rather one of the reward types, that the client of the mission will actually join the team after you clear the mission. And I think you can see where I'm going with this now. Yeah, the Pokemon you can have appear here as mission clients can actually... Like, you can get a mission where that Pokemon is the client, and the reward is they will join your team, which enables you to get several Pokemon added to the team much sooner than earlier. I think some big standouts for that are I believe Corsola was one of them. Corsola normally is not able to join the team until, like, literally the final post-game dungeon in the entire game, but I did not mean to use Growl. Corsola actually appears in one of these dojo dungeons, which means you can get it immediately, pretty much, as opposed to at literally the very end of the game. As you can see, there's also stuff in here like Spinarak. We've already seen Spinarak, so that's not very noteworthy. Oh shit, I might actually die because I'm slowed. Oh no! Damn you, even numbered floors. Okay, we're good. Oh no, okay. No, we got an Oranberry. Eat that real quick. It's not a big deal if we die in here, considering... Well, spoiler alert, that's the next Pokemon I want to put on the team, is Scorpy. We've already beaten one, which means we should be okay even if we can't beat this dungeon. And the dojo dungeons are never very long, but the enemy Pokemon, like, scale up in levels really quickly. You can see, yeah. Oh, yeah, this thing's gonna kill us, oh my god. Yeah, we're only on floor 3, and this thing's already surviving, like, a whole bunch of hits from us. It's really bad. No, it doesn't really matter if we lose in here, because we'll lose whatever items we picked up, which is just Escape Orbs and Oranberries, and some money. Speaking of which, actually, we don't even have to worry about losing. We have a bunch of Escape Orbs. Let's see if we can beat this thing. You gotta watch out for Scorpy's Pin Missile, because that hits extremely hard. Pin Missile is a really good move, and it gets stabbed because it's on Scorpy. Which is part of the reason why I want to use it. And also because Scorpy is just one of my favorite Pokemon, so I'm gonna chill it whenever I get the chance. What can I say? Yeah, I believe these dungeons are... I don't know if we can make it through this one. No, we're gonna try. We're gonna try to actually survive this. Not do it like anything. Oh, that's bad. Oh, yep. Rip Chico. One-shotted by Poison Sting. That's unfortunate. I probably should have just dipped out of there sooner, because I would like to get a stockpile of Escape Orbs. They're just nice to have, but it's not a big deal. But anyway, we beat a Scorpy. Oh, we kept all the Escape Orbs anyway. In fact, we didn't even lose anything from leaving that dungeon, huh? That's really weird, actually. Now I'm kind of curious why you're not allowed to bring any items in. That's actually very strange. Alright, let's just quickly put everything back. It's nice to get just, not as important in this game as it is in Rescue Team to get a stockpile of Escape Orbs. It's very important to do that if you're trying to recruit stuff in Rescue Team, considering that, well, we haven't seen it yet in this game, but basically if the team is full and you recruit a new Pokemon, you can send it home. Basically, in Rescue Team, if the team is full, you can't recruit new Pokemon, just at all, period. You're fucked. So, yeah, you really gotta have just a huge number of escape orbs in that game if you want to ever recruit anything, so you can go into a dungeon, get, like, 2 or 3 new recruits, and then just dip. Thankfully, you don't gotta do that in this game anymore. Anyway, and right over there, you see, I believe Misdreavus, if I remember correctly, is the only Pokemon that actually spawns in the Ghost Maze. And Misdreavus is another Pokemon that I want to add to the team. I don't remember exactly when Misdreavus appears in the game normally. I want to say it's only in the post-game. I don't know which dungeon it spawns in. But this is another Pokemon you can get much sooner than intended through the dojo method. I say much sooner than intended. Some Pokemon... We have any... Nope. Ah, shit, that's not good. Most Pokemon that you can get through the dojo method... Or I should say, like, in the case of Scorpy specifically, you can still get Scorpy during the main story, so it's not that big of a deal. I just like to, I just wanted to get one a little earlier than intended as well. Misdreavus, though, you definitely gotta wait quite a while to get. This thing is really annoying, by the way. If you've played Mystery Dungeon, you know how fucking annoying ghost types are. Oh my god. Go. I'm not even gonna bother going further through this dungeon. Let's just get out of here. I don't really care about getting levels. This is the type of game that I feel like a lot of younger players, especially me when I was younger playing this, struggled extremely hard with, but this is absolutely the type of game where, like, if you know what you're doing, you never have to grind at all throughout the entire game. If anything, you'd have to grind for items more than levels, because items can definitely be, like... I feel like some of the harder boss fights and just harder dungeons in the game, you get through those less by just power leveling and more by having the correct setup of items. Of course, you know, if you really wanted to, you could just power level and, you know, give yourself like 100 billion levels through Action Replay or just through grinding, and then just have so much pure stats that you just blow through the whole game, but it's boring, you know? Anyway, yeah, I'll get all 3 of these, and we will go back to checking the boards shortly, and I'll get back to you when we do that. Alright, we are back inside the guild. I just wanted to quickly show, I forgot to mention this, but the important thing about the days not progressing when you're in Marowak Dojo is, one, so you can just grind EXP forever, but more importantly, is actually the fact that, God, I'm stumbling over my words. It's important because every time you do this, it actually refreshes the mission boards, which, this is really, really good. Also, I just want to correct myself real quick. I said, Corsola spawned in one of the dojo dungeons. I don't think that's actually true. You can get Corsola much sooner than normal. That part is true, but it's because Corsola is actually in the first dungeon, not in one of the dojo dungeons. I am dumb, and I forgot. But anyway, as you can see, right here, we have a mission where the client is Scorpy, because we encountered it in the dojo. It's really good. And we'll quickly check this board. Nothing good, but yeah, that's pretty much what we're just going to be doing for a while, off camera, is just going into a dojo dungeon, giving up in the middle of it, and then running back to check the boards over and over until we can get the random missions that we actually want. So, however long that's going to take, I don't know, we're just going to, you know, we're just going to quickly fast forward ahead to when that actually happens, so you don't have to put up with all of it. Alrighty, that took a little bit of time, but as you can now see, let's give me a second here. You can see we have a mission, rescue Misdreavus. We have a mission to different mission. There you go. Client Scorpy and client Misdreavus. As you can see, for both the reward is 3 question marks, and if we're lucky, that should mean that doing both of these missions will have these Pokemon join the team. And as you can also see, I got a whole bunch of... Wait a minute, this is a green gummy. Nah, we don't need... No, we'll keep that. As you can see, I also got a bunch of missions with the goals to get a green or grass gummy. Mostly for the grass gummy, just because, as we unfortunately figured out, they don't actually spawn naturally in this game. I don't know if the green gummy is the same. The green gummy is the one for bugs. I don't know if that's also version exclusive in this one, but let's just hope it's not. Whatever. Anyway, just head over to Brent's Bluff and do some of these missions real quick. Okay, we are back in Drenched Bluff ready to do some missions, and as you can see now, actually able to recruit stuff in this dungeon, and we will be doing that as we go along. Whatever Pokemon we beat that happen to try to join the team, we'll just let them join, as long as, you know, we don't get any duplicates, because there's no reason for it. Just be trying to recruit as much stuff as possible as we go along through the game. But right now, the main goal is to just clear up these few missions, which, as you can see, got floor 4, floor 6, and an unknown floor. Just quickly speed through this place and try to find all these missions. The unknown mission is more likely than not on floor 5 at this point. Well, say more likely than not, but it has to be at this point. Anyway, yeah, I'm not gonna bother nicknaming. I'm really not good with names, I'm just gonna be real. So I consider just giving a funny nickname to, like, everything we found, but... oh, that's not good. We gotta get, you can see, yeah, Poliwag's just gonna keep on using water moves, because it is stupid and doesn't realize that Storm Drain is just, you know, nullifying his water moves because Shellos is just somewhere on the floor. Let's get him to, oh, we're pretty low level. We can't actually order any tactics yet. So let's just make him, like, let's see, turn off exclusive move user and just start fucking some rocks. Oh, would you look at that? I forgot to equip my held items. I don't really care. This is an easy dungeon at this point anyway. There we go. Just keep on moving. Something annoying about recruiting duplicate Pokemon in this game that they fixed for Sky is, I don't know if I'll be able to demonstrate it, but when you recruit a Pokemon that you already have on the team, in Sky, its name will be displayed in a different color when it says, like, oh, so-and-so wants to join the team, but this game did not do that. Its name will always be in the same color when it tries to join, even if you already have one, which means it can be kind of annoying trying to keep track of it. Okay, finally cleared up those missions, and oh yeah, I didn't even remember this when I checked it, but one of those missions was actually an outlaw mission, even though I said multiple times now I avoid doing outlaw missions early in the game. I did get taken off guard by it, because admittedly, I was kind of just checking the mission rewards without really looking at what type of mission they were. Or really thinking about it too much, so we ended up getting into a short outlaw battle, which I did win, thankfully. Got a little close, but did win. And also, we finally actually ranked up. Wow, we're bronze ranked now, great. And we can have barely many more items in storage. Okay, Citrus Berry is really nice. Look, there he is. Oh, there it is. You can see the adventurous exploits of Team Chicks are an inspiration. Please let me become a member of the team. Hell yeah! New member joined. The problem here is I don't actually know what gender the Scorpy is. Oh, fuck that. I think the gender of a Pokemon that joins the team may actually be based on what floor, like... Because this is a Pokemon joining the team because as a mission reward, right? I think the gender of a Pokemon that joins the team like this is based off of whatever floor the mission was on. Give me just a quick second to actually go look into that. Well, I did some digging and I could not find an answer to my question. I do not remember exactly how the gender is determined for Pokemon that join the team like this, so we're just gonna have to give it some kind of gender-neutral name, I guess. There you go. Little Grimo can join the team. Yeah, and I guess now we can go ahead and do that other mission we had prepared to go recruit Misdreavus. And I had said Misdreavus would be joining the team, and I'm gonna be real, I kind of forgot that I have a Poliwag in my team, even though it's right fucking there in the dungeon, so I think Misdreavus will actually stay on the bench for a while, and maybe when we get into the post-game, it can be something that gets added to the team, maybe as, like, you know, just an extra backup party member. Although I feel like it's pretty difficult to raise up multiple Pokemon and, like, grind them out really hard in this game. Oh, you son of a bitch. I was trying to do missions, Loudred. Fat piece of shit, and now you're making me do another round of Fentry duty. And I meant to say Fentry duty that time, because that's what I'd rather be fucking doing. Whatever, let's just quickly do this, I guess. And this is literally Dark Souls, man. Holy shit. Now I'm kicking myself because it's the second time now I did Sentry Duty without saving beforehand because I forgot it was coming. It sucks. The rules of Sentry Duty are, like, kinda weird. You're, like, allowed 2 free mistakes, and then if you make a 3rd mistake after that, you actually get, like, a point deduction. And I would rather not get any point deductions, because I want to get all the rewards for Sentry Duty, because it's some pretty good shit. Let's see here. Yeah, let's That one is definitely Snorlax. I feel like they used a very similar looking footprint sprite in like the Gen 3 Pokemon games for like Mega Kick and stuff. It is Piplup, right? Okay, we're good, we're good. I remember there's like a weird kind of generic foot sprite that they used for attack animations in a lot of the games. In fact, the sprite I'm thinking of is actually used in this game for a lot of like kicking animations, like Mega Kick or like Double Kick or Rolling Kick? I don't even know. I'm gonna be real, I just remembered that Rolling Kick is a move even fucking existed. I don't even know what it looks like in this game. Such a rare move. Anyway, I don't think we should really speak much about feet any more than, you know, is absolutely necessary, but we got a Held Item we already have. And a Reviver Seed. And he'll, okay, well, the rewards this time were pretty much like nothing compared to last time. Although I definitely won't complain about getting more Reviver Seeds and Heal Seeds. Anyway, we'll just check the board again for missions tomorrow. Well, okay, I don't want to call it too soon. I am like 90% sure it's just another round of doing missions tomorrow. I think. I guess I'm not in that much of a rush to do the mission to recruit Misdreavus, considering probably not going to be on the team for a really long time. See if it allows me to just go and do my shit right away. Well, it's another cutscene day, but I'm pretty sure this is actually still another free day. See, I was thrown off by the Sentry Duty thing, right? Because off camera, I had, like... before I had remembered that giving up in the dojo, like... What am I trying to say? I had mentioned earlier that if you give up in the dojo, or, like, beat the dojo dungeon or whatever, like, it re-rolls all the missions on the board, but, like, an actual day does not advance. Off camera, like, I had, like, went into a dungeon with no items and given up first just to test how that worked out, and that appeared to actually progress the day, because I got in the little cutscene with Chad out where he's like, oh, again, today I want you to just go do some missions on the boards. And so I had just, like, reset quickly, like, without saving, because I was like, shit, okay, that's how that works. It actually does progress today. But I guess maybe, like, the order of events changes if you actually lose in a dungeon. Which, on the topic of losing in a dungeon, I have to say, like, I wish the punishment for losing in a dungeon wasn't so severe. In fact, I think they actually did tone it down in Sky compared to this game in Rescue Team, because... I'm trying to remember exactly what it was. I think in this game you lose all the money you have if you lose in a dungeon, whereas in Sky you lose like half of your money. And for your items you lose like half or more of your items, which I think that part is the same between all the Mystery Dungeon games, I don't know. My point is more so, it's kind of like if you're playing like mainline Pokemon and you're trying to catch a legendary Pokemon, there's literally no reason to save before attempting it, and then if you fail to just reset. Like, in this, it's a roguelike kind of game, roguelite, whatever the fuck you want to call this game, but there's literally no reason to not just, like, save scum if you ever lose a mission, which kind of annoys me. I wish it was more, like... And the reason it's like that, right? Like, I'm cutting myself off, but the reason there's no reason to do that, because you have items that are super rare and require a bunch of investment to get later on. Shit like the Golden Mask, which requires you to go through, like, a 75-floor dungeon with, like, a near-max level team to even survive it. Unless you get the Golden Mask, and yet you can just lose in a dungeon once and just, like, lose it forever, and now you have to go do that entire dungeon all over again to even get it again. Like, I really hate that the game works like that. I wish, like, losing wasn't such a severe punishment. Or maybe it could be a thing, like, maybe it could be a thing where, like, if you lose in a dungeon, you can, like, go back into that dungeon and, like, regain your equipment somehow. That could be neat. Let's take a look at this thing. Alright, well, this thing is a male. I do not remember what floor that mission was for, so I'll have to check in post. Anyway, let's have this little shit sit on the bench. And you, to join the team as our 4th member. Look at those stats, by the way. 11 attack at level 1 and 1 defense at level 1. Like, the stats are so bizarre in this game, man. What the hell? The Scorpy portrait is so cute, by the way. Yes, I am biased. Also, I just realized we have 3 Pokemon in our team whose names end with O, and then just Moth. Funny. Oh, what's this thing get? Bite and Poison Sting, yeah. I feel like there's something with Poison Sting. Is either, like, very low base power or, like, very low accuracy. So, Battle Armor and Sniper, 2 pretty nice abilities. And also, he joined at Treasure Town because he joined through a mission reward. Yeah, he's only level 1, so we're definitely gonna have to baby this thing a little bit to start off with. But because he's so low level, he should be gaining some level ups pretty quickly. Quickly take a look here. Our Misdreavus mission is in Waterfall Cave, so any other missions we can get from Waterfall Cave, we might as well just slap them on. Unless that's an escort mission, yeah, no fucking thanks, we are not doing that. If you've played this game, you know how horrible I can't even fucking speak, oh my god. If you've played this game, you know how horrible escort missions are, that's what I'm trying to say, my god. Anyway, oh yeah, and also, in case you never noticed before, in this game, your Pokemon will wait for you on the road out of town. Another exciting adventure, damn right. And if you've played Sky, you know that not long after this, in fact, like, at some point extremely soon here, you get Spinda's Cafe, at which point there's a cutscene where Chimecho explains to you, oh, your little party members, they will just wait inside the cafe instead of just standing outside all day, waiting for you to leave on a mission. But yeah, there is no cafe in Darkness, which means your party members really do just, like, this is where they stand while waiting for a mission for the entire game. And I find that a little amusing. Now that I think about it, actually, right? So, in Spinda's Cafe, there's, like, the little table your party members sit at. And no matter what Pokemon are on the party, it will always be you and your partner walking around in the overworld, right? So, like, you can have, like, a team of 4 different Pokemon, but you will still be controlling the player and partner. And all 4 of your party members will be sitting around the table. It's been a long time since I've played Time in Darkness, so if you have, like... If you're in the same situation in that game, I actually don't know what happens. If you, like, if you have 4 party members, I wonder if they all just, like, sit around the road and just, like, wait. But anyway, bring a bunch of gummies. Yeah, I don't actually have much inventory space right now. Don't need a Totter Orb right now, and just that Heal Seed. See how many gummies we have to bring, because we're gonna want to start eating a whole lot of them now, because the IQ skills are really important. Also, we got a special band at some point. I will absolutely be taking that. Green, grass. So I'll just take these on the gold gummy. We're pretty much just eating whatever gummies we get at this point. Really, it doesn't really matter who eats them, as long as, like, you know, if the types match, obviously that's good, but otherwise I don't really care. Right, we got our missions all in order, so I will catch you in the dungeon. Right, we are ready to head out for the dungeon. Just also wanted to quickly show, now that we're bronze rank, our little badge on the bottom screen is actually a different color. Isn't that cool? But no, let's actually head out to the dungeon. We're gonna have to be a little careful, just because little Grimo here is only level 1, which means he's probably just gonna die if he gets hit by anything. Again, these early levels for him should come fast, so it's not a big deal. It's also concerning because he's in the back of the party, which means he will be all the way in the back of the line, walking down hallways and stuff, so he's, like, you know, prone to getting hit by, like, random Pokemon attacking from the rear, which kind of sucks. How much EXP do you need to level? Only 8. Yeah, he's gonna be leveling really quickly, so... Well, let's give everybody their items. Yeah. Should probably give myself a special band in the future just to boost Ember, but most of the time I'm just using Scratch anyway, so whatever. Can have that. Grass Gummy can go to Chico over here. And this. Oh, look at that. All stats up by 1. That's really good. Also, I don't know why I'm bothering to throw the gummies when in the explosion. Just press Eat and just get an interface and just choose who gets to eat a gummy. I meant to give that to Poliwag, but misread the name, whatever. I keep eating those. Oh, gummy. This one can actually go to Poliwag. My god, nobody got any skills out of that? No, we have another one. Hold on. Nobody got any IQ skills out of that. That's extremely lame, man. Fuck. We really got to get some of these IQ skills soon, because both Chico and Polibo here, they do not have status checker, which means they can't even actually use their status moves. Well, I wouldn't want to use Poison Powder anyway, but, like, Hypnosis here on Polibo, he can't even really use it because he doesn't have status check, which means he'll just, like, try to randomly spam Hypnosis on enemies, even if they don't even, like, even if they're already asleep, and it is a shame. Missions we actually got here. 4, 5, and an unknown floor, okay. Anyway, yeah, let's just keep going through the dungeon, just, you know, recruit whatever we happen to find, and I'll catch you when anything interesting happens. Look at that. Grimo leveled up 3 times off of beating a single enemy. Like I said, those early levels come really quick. Good stat games as well. It's definitely good that we're giving this thing the defense scarf, because its defense was really low. Look at that. The stats are already not bad. If you ignore, you know, the Spadef. And the fact that it's getting plus 10 defense from the defense scarf. But whatever, who cares? I don't remember when this thing learns any moves, but Bite and Poison Sting will suffice for now. Eventually we'll get Pin Missile, which is just one of the most broken moves in the entire fucking game. Like, just no question. And again, it gets Stab because Scorpio is a poison type, so... You know, and it's also ranged, you know, and a multi-hit, which means anything that gets hit by that is just gonna fucking, like, explode and die really quickly. Yeah, even more levels. Not bad. I did not mean to use Growl, shit. Yep, and there goes my accuracy. Fuck. Okay. Also, I haven't checked this at all yet. This is like a sin that I haven't checked this at all yet, but if you talk to your party members in dungeons... I did this in the first episode. You can talk to your party members in dungeons and they'll have dialogue. And, your partner will, like, have unique dialogue that no other Pokemon in the game will have. But every other Pokemon has, like, a sort of personality group that's hidden among them. It's, like, unique to each species. And so there's, like, a handful of dialogue pools that different Pokemon will have based on what kind of, like, you know... kind of like archetype that Pokemon kind of fills, if you know it, right? So you have like your big burly Pokemon will kind of speak like, you know, like a dude bro kind of dialect, well to say like bro and stuff and just be really relaxed. You have like, you know, your more uptight and regal Pokemon that will speak in, you know, a more like refined and like professional fashion. You have like your like old Pokemon, like Slowking, who will just, you know, use a bunch of outdated terminology and like spread wisdom. It's really funny. It adds so much character to this game. I love all the extra dialogue in this game. It's something that's so easy to... What the fuck, man? You can't just say that. Little Polybo is right here, bro. You can't just say that. What the fuck? I love it. I don't have any Pokemon that have this, like, little dialogue group, I don't think. So I can't show it. But between me and, like, a friend, there's this one line of dialogue that, like, one of the groups has. In fact, I think... There may have been several personality groups who had this line of dialogue, but me and this one friend, it just became an in-joke between us because we thought it was so funny. One of the dialogue groups, when you talk to them, they'll say... It was something like... Exploring is fun because it's always beneficial, or something like that, and... He, in particular, just found that to be hilarious. And I'd have to ask him again, it's been a little bit since I talked to him about the subject, but... He himself is actually, like, a Japanese speaker, and he enlightened me a lot on, like, the, There goes those rocks. He enlightened me a lot on, like, the translation between the Japanese version of the game and, like, the English translation from Nobu Ogasawara. And he was explaining, I believe he said that the "it's always beneficial" line is, like, a very awkward translation that, like, didn't go through very well. Again, I'll have to discuss this with him again, because we were talking about this, like, 6 months ago. And obviously, myself, I don't speak Japanese, I'm just a weeaboo, but not a real one. So I don't know for sure myself. I will just have to edit in the explanation, or just bring it up some other time, whichever happens first, you know? Anyway, on with the dungeon. This is actually going to be a pain in the ass. We have to rescue Misdreavus, and, Misdreavus is a ghost, which means, in case you're not aware, it can walk through walls. Which means it's probably just wandering around in the middle of the map, in a spot where we can't even find it. I don't know, here is something we can do. We're gonna use this Luminous Orb. Yeah, you can see it's just floating in the middle of the map. We're also gonna use this Drought Orb we just picked up to clear all the water, and now we'll find that little bastard. Hey, look, there she is. That's funny. That's like... I'm gonna be real, that might be, like, the most insane combination I've ever pulled in this game, is using a Luminous Orb with a Drought Orb to, like, get a Ghost Pokemon in a dungeon like this. That's actually... That was ingenious, holy shit. I would have liked to keep that Luminous Orb for later, because they're so good, but that is a pretty damn worthy usage of it, I feel like. That's funny. The map is just an incomprehensible mess now, though, so let's just move on for the sake of, you know, saving my eyes. Other destination floor. I don't even remember what else we're doing in here. Search for Lotad. Okay, well, I'm pretty sure Lotad can walk on water, so if there's any water on this floor, then it could just be wandering around in the middle of nowhere. Oh shit, enter. We got Wooper on our team. I'm gonna name it. You have a name for any female Wooper. There's a handful of Pokemon that I kind of just have like a set name for them whenever I get one, and female Wooper in particular, definitely one of those Pokemon. I like naming them Berry. little, I wouldn't say it's an in-joke, but a friend who should be watching this video, by the way, he would definitely get it. Anyway, found Lotad. Time to get the fuck out of here, because there's not really anything else worth mentioning in this dungeon. We've had 2 Mistreviouses. That's so funny looking, and yeah, there we go. Now we can recruit Mistrevious. The little dojo method I've been demonstrating in this video, it's important that you get this out of the way really early, because, shit. What floor were we just on? Well, that mission was for floor 5, so I guess this will be a male Mistrevious. I don't actually know what to name this thing. What do I name this thing? Name it, let's give it a pretty basic name. Ogre. Oh, that goes fucking hard. We'll quickly check this after whatever next cutscene we get. But I'm pretty sure that thing's probably going to be a male because its mission was on floor 5. Roostium. Maybe Torchic can actually learn Roost. Like, it does have wings. That would be pretty novel if it could learn Roost. It might be pretty decent, actually. But no. Wait, what was I saying? Well, yeah, it's important that you get the... If you want to recruit Pokemon earlier than normal through the dojo method, it's important that you do it pretty early. Mostly if you want to actually use them on the team. And it's because later on, you unlock, like, the Chansey NPC and the ability to raise eggs, and that makes it so any mission that has, like, a triple question mark reward, the potential reward can be the client joins the team, or it could be that you get given an egg. At which point the client Pokemon won't actually matter for the mission if the reward is an egg. Because in case you're not aware, how an egg works is that it will basically take the pool of Pokemon that can spawn on whatever floor the mission is for. It will check those Pokemon, and any one that can have, like, a valid egg, so, like, you know, anything not in the No Eggs Discovered group, pretty much. It will take one of those and, like, make an egg for the first Evo form of that Pokemon. And it will, like, that Pokemon will be what's in the egg. And it can have, like, it will just have any of its egg moves at random when it hatches. Which, by the way, yes, there are egg moves in this game. That's how you get them, is by hatching an egg. Which means if you want to add a Pokemon with an egg move to the team, you're going to have to go through some shit to get it. It can be worth it, because some Pokemon have some really, really good egg moves, obviously. In fact, I was thinking about doing that with Grimo here, considering Scorpia actually gets an Agility as an egg move, and if you've played PMD and used Agility before, you know that that is a fucking insane move to have. Anyway, though, this one has been going on for long enough, and we have finished up all of the missions that we really care about, so I guess we can end the video on that note, and I'll catch you next time.